Alright, hello everybody, welcome, and welcome back to VR Master League here on Channel 1. I'm Palidore. Good to see ya. Back in it on this beautiful Friday, probably night. It's a day of the week, and we are back into it, so thanks for staying tuned. We switched off cameraman Tumwa. So again, cheers to Newton Dad, Sputnik Cobra, Dimwee, and Doc Education I think was casting earlier as well, so anyone who casted earlier on, thank you for doing so. And for now, and for perhaps the remainder of the evening, you guys got me, so welcome to it. You got the Twitch poll already started, and we've got the first round already started. It's a takeaway here by Ducky and Fireboss for trash cans. But yeah, we've got some trash cans. We got some trash pandas. How could you not cast this match? Now, this was actually a Cast My Match redemption, I should note, too, with the channel reward points. And yet, because of that name symmetry almost, I'm just glad to be here for the pun potential, as Ducky shows that great potential on their first 2 points. Boosting, finding, and making it count for, 30 seconds, 33 seconds into the gameplay. So, see Oliver ending in the chat. Shout out to Oliver. Go follow Oliver, of course. Make some great content across Twitch and YouTube and the old tiki-talkie. As I sit here on my walkie-talkie, it's gonna be Zona from down below. Any relation to Arizona, I wonder? It's still hot in here. Shout out Dimwee, but they're gonna take that goal for Dilt Warby and reacting in what, 14 seconds flat. No time off the clock, no sweat off the back. Can a trash panda even sweat? Can they sweat is the question. I have no idea. Maybe Oliver can answer said question. I do not know if they have sweat glands, but I can verify. Our casters certainly do. So into the midfield, overtaken by Dill Warby again. Now they're linking up for the stacks and make that 2 stacks as they start splitting apart for their offensive positioning. And now, unfortunately, they did everything right except get the disc back. Otherwise, they would have been in great position for that square lineup of passes to get an easy goal. Instead, it's going to enable a much more difficult one from Ducky. That tight pizza slice of a corner. But 5 points to 2. In 2 minutes of round 1. Oliver saying they probably pant. Yeah, makes sense. Captain of Trash Pandas, of course, there. And yeah, great to have you guys here supporting as well. D-Foot, what's going on, my friend? Fireboss, working it up the floor, scanning the surroundings and looking to surround that goal really quickly here. Taken back by Fireboss, but Fireboss being stunned. Ducky getting a grab on it. Now Ducky eyeing that backboard. Ducky finding all the crafty moves in the books, but still the look taken away by the defense there. Solar P in the goal. Another one of our great casters who's been casting as recently as a few minutes ago, I believe, even. Came right into the match. Will be Dark Poor Boy now deep on that clear. But recovered Fireboss for trash cans. Hanging on to that 3-point advantage. Still early yet, though. Now Ducky, again putting in the moves, but held the disc perhaps a bit too long on that gamble. So taken by Sinks, and see if they can sink that with a synced stack to find themselves an open goal. 7-2. Good show so far for Trash Cans. And Trash Pandas, after scoring those first couple of points, not able to get back on the board quite yet. Oh, Trash Pandas sweat from the pause. Gives me great pause. But thanks for the info. I learn something new every day here on the stream, whether I like it or not. All right, well, fun facts indeed. Zona up top. And Ludicus, welcome. Did you miss what? You got a lot of games left to go. I have 3 more in a row here. I'll be casting and camming, so you might have missed a little bit of the action, but you've got a lot more to come still yet. All night long here on VRML 1 and 2, we've been having matches, so you're in the right place, the right time, don't you worry. Trying to get to that right place in the right time if they can. Eventually collecting the disc was Ducky. Ducky bringing it into that bubble. And just a quick scoop handoff to Solar. Now Solar with a good move on the dive. Maybe was just enough to disrupt that shot attempt. And what otherwise might have been a calmer one taken. So that's, again, good points of the diving type of defense as they try and score here once more. There's a backboard and just dinging it off the bottom. That was great placement. Dark Poor Boy certainly putting a soft finesse onto that disc. That was thrown with any kind of mustard that would have likely just been right out of that bubble. So 7-4. Cutting it to 3 points. Talking about Eternity, yeah, Spaghetti and Eternity just played half an hour. Well, it started about half an hour ago. Spaghetti did manage to win that one in 2 rounds. Dark Poor Boy with the disc here in the midfield has Dilwarby attached. They're going to go flying. That stack, though, is right behind, so you notice on offense there, the QB, Dark, had seen the stack, kind of got rid of it, but then the stack, he had one player basically stun one of each of the offensive players on Trash Pandas. But nonetheless, they'll still be relentless. They're going to get this disc back, have the goal just open for a play, potentially everyone converging at once. Oh, and Dilwarby stamping some authority on that one before mailing it home. And that's a 1-point game, courtesy Dill. So it was kind of getting into those modes where it could have been risky business. Call Tom Cruise. The point is that cruising along were the trash cans. Looking like they could have been having one of those runaway rounds for them, and yet Trash Pandas, being resilient with it, they bring it back so close, and they have a chance to even take a lead now. So how about this game of runs we're seeing? Both teams finding their flows, and then losing said flows a bit here. That is indeed the name of the game, as well as getting these goals as Dilwarby tries to make another play happen. Solar P, that was a great catch. Tough one at that. But Ducky, some stalwart defense, the stun, and that's a deep fling that just misses, hitting off that barrier and denying what otherwise could have been a lovely highlight play. But Ducky gets it right back, over to Fireboss, and passing it softly. I love the touch there, losing the handles, diving out, and nearly making a goal just off of that alone. But Fireboss, the retention, sending it up to the player at the nest. And now anchoring down. Oh, Fireboss popping off. And they're up 9-6. There you go. Run for run. And now we're 3 minutes left in this first round. Still anyone's round, certainly. But these ties, they keep a-changing. Now up to Solar P over at that island. Working the way up the floor ever so slowly. I see the players not really pressing up on defense all too much. They have that midfield stack that did actually get broken up a bit. But that might have been the intention, going into more of a man-type situation. Either way, those passes were covered, and because of that, Ducky and Co. recovered. Now we'll be taken here by GX Zona. Looking for another rebuttal if they can, cutting over. That will bounce, unfortunately, back to the arms of Solar. Gets the clear, back to the midfield. Stacking into it, there's Fireboss. A tough miss there as it ricochets a few different ways. Dark with a recovery. What's up, Lil Zold also? Good to see you. Can I follow Ludicus? Can I follow you on TikTok? Why not? Same name? Sure. I mean, I'm really bad. Sorry, I'm really bad about social media, unfortunately, but might notice my social presence isn't always all that great. But sure, I'll do so. Now over to Sinks. Sinks with a shot attempt. Might have been a little too bold, making it savable there for Zona and Co. Now, final 2 minutes of this round. Still anyone's goal, and they can, again, get maybe a tie-up or bring it within one if Trash Pandas can get some offense going again. But unfortunately, they do eventually turn it over. So now it's up to the defense. And speaking of, well, right place, right time. There's Solar. Now eyeing down that ramp. There's a stack. They needed to be fast, and they were. They need to get there quickly, and Fireboss actually did to defend it successfully. So nice work to prevent that goal attempt, and that might translate directly into some offense as well. Oh, but Dill getting the job done, and a slap shot missing as well. That could have been ice there with a shot like that, but a rebound taken from Ducky. Ducky again showing the propensity for the jukes and the intensity on the defense. Solar P, but will instead go in. Maybe Chicago, maybe not, but what I do know is 11-6. It's Trash Cans with a solid lead now in this last minute of action. As long as they take care of the disc, they don't allow any 3 points to be made. Now they should be solid for this round with this amount of time remaining. Definitely a point of frustration, though, I know, especially when that happened in the last minutes of play like that, right? Where you feel like, as a goalkeeper, you had the save, perhaps, but then just goes against you. But, you know, sometimes you Sometimes it helps you, sometimes it hurts you. With that said, Solar P is going to put at least a little bit of hurting back on the goal and brings it back within 3. So, with that said, comeback not impossible. Unlikely, but not impossible. Would just require a mighty quick joust, and furthermore, someone also going directly for the goalkeeper to stun and get a 3. So let's see. That joust is there, rather quick, but they do actually lose each other. You see that backstack just the same, not quite able to read that one in time. Still brought it close, though, credit to them. But the round 1, Trash Cans happy to get it done. Very competitive, though. Very competitive. So we'll see what round 2 does provide. But based on that, we saw that... Again, it went run to run. One team goes a few goals in a row, the other team goes a few goals in a row. So that's how these ones go sometimes. A lot of the time, in fact. Especially this deep into the season where we're already at the midpoint. The ladders now are very, very solid in terms of these matches. They're going to be more often than not quite competitive across every division. So, always glad to see that, and always glad to see you guys. Jake Fox VR with the Ric Flair woos in the chat. Solar P stopping by between the rounds. Saying hi to the casters, maybe part of the strategy there. Hello, Solar. Good luck in round 2. As you know, I'm always cheering for the underdog round to round, right? Whoever happens to be down a round. So, I'm officially biased now towards the Pandas. Because as casters, we always want those 3rd rounds. And who can blame us? But that said, we'll see what the next one provides as we do go back into the round start. So here we go. Thanks to Ignite, by the way, for their Spark overlays there, ignitevr.gg. We also saw Team Ignite playing earlier on in the evening versus Ethereal, and had some success there, suffice to say. So, with that, back into the round. 2nd round start. First possession looking like the offense to Solar and Co. And Solar the goal. And there you go. That's how you want to start for sure. Not getting too down about the narrow loss. And just a rebound. Rebound round.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so Ducky QBing for Trash Cans down the floor. There's one player back there, and actually did get right in his general area. Wasn't able to grab it at first, but they will the next time around. Now off the head, I believe, of Archangel there. I always get caught up wanting to say Arch and Arc at the same time for some reason. That said, the goal was open, but the shot not hit thanks to the barrier, playing some defense there. Turning it over now to Ducky, who goes for that pass attempt to Phoenix once more. Angel of the Arch. And over to the Nest. Now Nest to the clock, and time is up, says Solar P. And this possession, it's mine. At least for the meantime. It does go back to Ducky. They'll have another chance at this as it's passed to Archangel. That takes a bounce over low and high before being cleared out to the midfield. Fire Boss eyeing down another pass there to the shoulder. Has one at the Nest, has one directly above goal. Goes for it himself, and why not? Ducky getting the tie-up here.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So again, still ever the more competitive as we go on through the night and throughout this season. I mean, we can see just trading blows so far. This team in Trash Cans. Oh, losing the disc here, however. Going to an offensive attempt that could have been good, but it was a bit of a tough angle. Didn't really have the great momentum either. But a big stun there. Dusty from Ducky. And Ducky with a 2-pointer to take the 2-point lead. Nice moves. So we've seen over these 2 rounds, Ducky definitely not bashful at all. Will bash skulls, but not bashful of putting in some extra sauce into the moves, putting in those jukes and the wave arounds, the dusties and things like that. Definitely someone who's confident and comfortable in the offensive repertoire. And also confident in their defensive repertoire because they've caused a couple back-to-back turnovers off these jousts, and it will produce another goal, perhaps. Ducky now losing the arm. So Duck with one hand, but still the Duck fits the bill. It's 6-2. Ducky putting on the clamps. Sticky hands, webbed feet even. Now, but this team over in Trash Cans, they are 4-0 on the season thus far. For Trash Pandas, 3-6. So this is a team who kind of inverse of each other. One is only a couple weeks into the season, but they have been hot on the rise, and they are even hotter now as they go to a 9-2 lead. And so for the Trash Panda sides, trying to break a little bit of a streak there, unlucky streak of games, but as I said, these kind of games can definitely matter a lot for, well, especially a team like Trash Cans, where again, the more games you win in a row, and I said this in the Eternity and Spaghetti game, right? The more games you win in a row, the tougher and tougher it certainly gets. So this is a litmus test of sorts, each and every one of these games for the sides of Trash Cans. For Trash Pandas, just trying to find and regain their stride. Of course, this season, this team in Trash Pandas returning from last season, casted them a good handful of times as well. Now, Dill Warby deep down into the blue zone, grabbing their boosts there and splitting off. There is some defense, but couldn't get a stun. Solar P was there, but unfortunately for them, that disc was still able to set sail. Now, meanwhile, recovered by Dill Warby, trying to get once more that momentum back underneath them, because first round, very close, a game of runs from both teams. This round, though, the momentum not the same, that rhythm a little bit off. And now if they can get this one, that goal is somewhat open, but definitely a tough angle. The defense trying to converge and cover as fast as they can. They've got two passes available, potentially, maybe even one above. But Solar P doing the job and saying, hey, it's a one-on-one, I'll take those numbers. And why not? You know, anytime, I always say it, but anytime you can get basically a one-on-one on a goalie, to me, that's a numbers advantage. Anytime there's less than 4 defenders in the bubble around you, that's advantage to the offense. Because it is much tougher to save one-on-one, for most anyways, compared to just scoring one-on-one. Especially with the crafty moves that these players have these days. But Sinks getting the 14-second goal off that last joust. And just like that, not too worried by the brief goal fired off in the last joust. I mean, they just answered that in no time at all. Looking controlled, looking calm. And that's what you like to see. Jake Fox also stopping by. We got Foxes, we got Pandas. You got Pallies and Doors. Glad to have you here. And I hope your Friday is also going well. So back to Ducky. Ducky lining it up. Had that nice pizza slice shot earlier on. Could not find the same results this time, however. As it goes into the midfield, Zona is there for a rebound. Maybe rush the clear just a little bit. So you see that stack. They were ready. I mean, they weren't that far behind, but instead of pressuring the QB there, they just opted to pressure the clear. And it does clear the way for an eventual goal off of the Dome of Fire. So 11-6. It is still perfectly within grasp for a comeback.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we've got a Wild Toki and Schlart in the chat. What's up? What's up, what's up? The legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the Schlart. Archangel, Phoenix getting stunned by the stack. Dark, poor boy. Recovery. Now, if they can get their stacks together and keep them together, I think that's one of the keys here for Trash Pandas, because on some of these possessions, you see they have the initial stacks, but sometimes they miss their regrabs along the way, and this has been enabling a lot of the time Trash Cans to end up getting there first. So you see right now they're trying to collect the said stacks, getting down the line, and that will potentially open the way here for indeed a play, but that's a tough hit. The next stack coming along just as quickly, saying, all right, I'm next in line, trying to line up this pass right above. Solar right behind, and now they pull back into position where they can take some control. Only a 3-point difference. 11-8, still favoring Trash Cans, but Pandas putting on a run. Because again, round one was pretty quickly, or pretty competitive, but I think the quickness of the trash cans has just been the difference maker, and a few more regrabs in comparison, able to get them a little bit more of that possession. Because otherwise, again, you look at those scores; those are the difference makers in games like these. As it goes 13-8 in favor of Phoenix on that shot, but trash cans, that is to say. Kind of curious, too, what possession time may or may not be here. I mean, it has been a fast game, so yeah. Possession time actually not too different, 52 to 48%. But the shots taken, that's the more obvious one, I guess, 21 to 13. So when you consider that, the fact that it's 21 shots to 13, the fact that Pandas are only down by 5, I mean, that's good news for the Pandas. Because with that many shot attempts, you'd figure you might be down by a lot more. So really, that's the largest difference maker for sure. If they can tighten this up in the last minute, they are still within it. But they've got to get those stacks mustered together and maybe score here. They could have a potential open goal. It will be a tough one. Needs to get rid of that quickly. Oh, but a snag from Ducky. Now, Ducky has played some definite heroics here across the rounds. It's been stellar. And if that shot goes down, just call it an MVP effort. But that does not. Nonetheless, they're going to stay in this match with less than a minute left, looking to close it out perhaps. Going right back, though, to Fireboss. Fireboss eyeing down that pass attempt. Couldn't connect. Oh, meandering back to the midfield. Ducky with possession. That window is just about closed, and especially with one more goal. But good pressured defense there from Dill. Able to force that beyond three-point shot there from outside the bubble. But with that, I think we're approaching and have already approached, in fact, that mathematical time, as we do say. Another shot attempt here, though, will at least bring them closer, much like that last round. And they'll have some success. Now, that was a great hit from Dill. But the win going to Trash Cans on blue, and they will complete a 2-0 in the round count. Sweep here to advance and remain undefeated, I should say. They will be 5-0. So, Trash Cans, hey, they are obviously a team to be watching out for here as they continue to climb. So, yeah, good games there in the Twitch chat, Jake and Oliver Ending. Appreciate you guys stopping by and you guys for having me. We'll go to the score screen again from IgniteVR.gg, of course. As for me, I do have another match coming up. Well, basically right now, so I'm going to go and get settled and get that next one in order. Otherwise, I would sit here and definitely read the stats for you guys. But I'll leave it on the screen for a minute, and then we'll go to a brief intermission, and I'll be back with the next match, which is, let's see, Blue Bombers versus Omega Cosmonauts. So do stay tuned. Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. I'm Palidore. We're here on VRML Channel 1, continuing our Friday night of some stellar matchups here in Season 4 as we wind down the first cycle of Season 4. Again, I'm Palidore on your casting and cams for the moment. Of course, shout out again all our casters earlier on in the day between Newton Dad and Sputniks or Dimwee, Doc, Solar P, Luke probably, many others no doubt. Again, always appreciative of everyone else there. Pardon me, I know that I misspelt Cosmonauts. I put in a little GH in there when it's just a T. I guess my words don't always do me service, but nonetheless, these teams certainly shall provide us a great game. I do anticipate. I mean, we have Cosmonauts here, 5-4 on the record, and cannot see. Hold on. After a year of missing, I finally found my glasses recently. Oh yes, 5-6 for Blue Bombers. Wow, these are dirty. Anyway. Yeah. Do I look more distinguished as a caster now? Chat, let me know. Allegedly, these make you look more informed, more smart. More smarterer, if you will. But, that said, I can see, and that is the important part. What else do I see over on Twitch TV? Jake Fox VR asking, who do you bet on? Not sure. I can't get that. That almost feels like collusion somehow. I can't influence you on who to vote for. I can just tell you the facts. But yeah, got your channel points there, Pagador. What's up, Moisty Bagel? People with these food names, man, always making me hungry. I mean, I'm not sure I want a moist bagel per se, but a bagel would be nice. Solar in the chat. What's up, Solar? GG's, and thanks for also the cast earlier on. Nightfire also in the chat. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to it. Yeah, it's nice to be able to see again, but I really do need to clean these. Don't mind me. Also, if you can't tell, much like Dimwee earlier on with his paper plates, I too am quite hot. Summertime, folks, but Hot Caster Summer does continue here on Channel 1. And even later on, we still have one more match following this one, mind you, for our North American leg of the streams in Red Rook versus Fruit Basket. That's coming right after this match is over, although we hopefully will start a little bit soon here, so we don't get too delayed on the flip side. But that will be the third of 3 streams in a row for me, and then later on, in about 3 hours from right now, we'll have some Oceana matches with, well, a match with Synth Cybernetics and Dark Reapers Reserves. So, we got some more coming along now and later. Worry not about it. Give me just a second here. I got to ping the teams just to say what up. Okay, sorry about that. I can't type and talk at the same time. But anyway, all right, just making sure the teams are communicated with. Oculus West, what's up? Welcome to the West Coast. Well, I don't know if that's where you're from, but that's where I'm from. But welcome to the West Coast and your West Coast host here on VRML 1. How's your week? I've seen you in the streams throughout the week. Now I haven't been casting them, but I've still been like stopping by and watching some of these streams. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I know I see your name a lot, but that makes more sense because a lot of my streams last week were also in OCE. So yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I'm casting your game. There we go. Good stuff. Yeah, when I'm picking those schedules, honestly I don't look at the roster a lot of the time. I probably should do it more, just in case, you know, familiarize myself with the names and make sure there's nothing there that will throw me off guard. But usually I just look at hype votes and what's available. I know that synth and reserves game. That one had like, what, 9 Dark Reapers Reserves game? Yeah, it had like 9 or 10 upvotes or something like that. And it was a lone match in the slot, so hey, I'm available. The match was voted on, and here I am. Even if it wasn't voted on, I like streaming anyways and casting, so I probably would have been there regardless. But especially since it's only at 10:30 p.m. my time, makes it much easier compared to those 3 or 4 a.m. matchups. Anywho, have pinged the teams. I do have all 4 players on both sides, so hopefully we do start up here soon. But yeah, excited to see these guys because as far as I recall, which I'll actually verify in 1 minute, I think only one cast, let's see, between the two of them. Yeah, so the Omega Cosmonauts have been streamed once a couple weeks back. This will be the first stream, however, for the Blue Bombers. So it's another one of those cases where I get to come on stream, and you guys get to join on these streams also, and see what these teams can do. You know, see what these players are all about. Great getting to feature all the new faces, and or again, just faces who haven't been streamed as much. Of course, we get as much as we can, but yeah, with 400 teams, you know, sometimes it's difficult, but we do what we can, and I'm really glad when I get to see these teams who don't get a lot of stream time otherwise. And I'm hoping we do get to stream them too, because again, we're approaching that 15-minute mark. I'm not sure why we haven't started yet exactly, but regardless. Hold on, getting some communication in Discord here. I don't think they know that I'm in the game. Okay. That said, if they start within this next minute, we'll be good to go. If this was my only game in this stream, I'd be happy to wait. Just more so out of consideration for the next teams. That's why, you know, try to keep a tight schedule if we can. Because I know the casting demand is always through the roof and stuff, and, you know, we try to get as many as we can. For those who tune into these streams, of course, throughout the week on VRML 1, keep in mind that we do have the channel point rewards. As I'm sure many, if not most of you, probably do know. But yeah, if you just watch VRML 1, you earn channel points, and you can use those channel points to, among other things, get your match casted. Guaranteed. Which is to say, get one of your upcoming matches casted guaranteed. We try to accommodate the best we can, but depending on how short notice it is. But either way, it does ensure that the casters will get one of your next 1 to 4 matches casted, basically, within that 1.5 week period of when you redeem it. So yeah, for the teams who don't get to be on stream as much, that's how you can do it. But also, as I was mentioning earlier on, do pay attention to the hype votes, please, on the website as well. You'll notice those little arrow buttons right next to the matches on the match page. Those are hype votes, and I assure you, while they don't make a guarantee either, casters do factor them in pretty heavily. Among other things too, because I know a lot of people are curious, we factor in things like how often a team has been casted, what rank the teams are being casted. You know, by its nature, Master and Diamond will tend to get priority because they do have the Challenger Cup and Championship implications. But as far as the other ranks go, we still stream them plenty. But that's when it really comes down a lot more to how often they've been streamed and how many hype votes. So definitely use the hype vote system. It matters. That said, they first shot. It's off, but what matters is the rebound from Dolo. And they will go low to go up at 2. First 2. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there because I know myself as well as a lot of other casters have been getting messages on that and over the weeks, and just want to throw that out there because I know especially for these teams here, we often see players stop in who might not always stop in by the streams, but want to definitely encourage you guys to watch and participate because we'd love to cast your matches just as well. So as we start off here, that's a great grab from Bronco. KC Bronco eyeing down the goal, and that is a 21-second goal off that last joust. Quick reaction and quick reflexes nonetheless in the steal. So Bronco playing some defense. No idea if the Denver Broncos are known for that. I'm not a football fan, but that was indeed some Bronco defense. One way or the other. Jake cheering on the Blue Bombers, as well as Flair VR. What's up? And Scott, also, thanks for joining. Dale Warby stopping in from that last match as well. GG's, and thanks for joining. Dizmex with a disc, trying to push up the floor here, checking behind, has the player on the foot, going for the ender move, but slightly missed time. You saw the intention, but about a half second too early, so will result in a turnover back to Mr. Mitt in the midst, as Dolomane rolls out of this bubble, just waiting for the defense to either pressure or the offense to spread out for some passing potential, as they do here. Some soft passes, Mr. Mitt, though, trying to go for the brawl, but loses out and concedes a shot attempt. Does not drain, however. Rebound to Mocha. Mocha to Dizmex. Dizmex getting Dizzied, and right to Twisty, who's getting busy with a goal. And it's 4-2. Got a little bit chaotic in there, but out of the mix came the points eventually.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And shout out to Vanzy. What's up? Missed the caster shout out initially, but yeah, welcome Vanzy. Good to see you as always. Someone I met just a couple short months ago. Trying to think how long it's been, but math is failing me. June, July, August. 3 months ago. Man, sometimes my multitasking ability is great. Sometimes you question all of it. But that said, Dolomane here with a disc. I might have some more of those soon. Hope to see you at the next one, Vanzy, if you're able to make it. I certainly will do so on my end. Snake Boo here with a disc. Snake Boo with some jukes. Snake Boo with some stuns. Getting stunned, that is. But a turnover back into the intercept. Mr. Mitt over to Dolo. Dolo having it snagged, also punched, and the momentum just floated itself right into the goalie's arms. So they got the clear, now they need the boost. Teams vying for contention, vying for control, vying for a goal, and it's beautiful from Bronco. 7 points on the board now for Blue Bombers. Bronco with 5 of the 7. Not too shabby. A shout out Flair as well with the resubscription there with Prime. Subscribed for 5 months. Awesome stuff. Appreciate you. Vanzy saying I'm retired. I won't be going. Well, that doesn't mean. And first of all, I'm really sorry to hear you're retired. It's always kind of depressing on my end. But that aside, it doesn't mean you can be retired from play and still go. That's what I do, right? If you think about it. Either way, still happy to see you in the chat. Whether you're in or out of a season, always room for Vansies, and always room for that matter, everyone here. Always glad to see a lot of the OGs or the older generations continue to show up here in the community. It's good stuff. That said, some good stuff on the defensive end on the orange side. Blue Bombers now causing a turnover, it looks like. Omega Cosmonauts had that score earlier on, but have been shut out for a little bit now, so a miniature drought. Let's see if this maintains. Definitely some heat being put on by the orange crew. And I know it's a bit confusing here, right? Blue Bombers on orange team, but Omega Cosmonauts now back on it again. Let's see. To the defense they go. This is a 7-2 advantage, and we're just halfway through this round, so still a lot of clock to burn is a thing. Dolomane trying to put it together for Omega here. And Dolo with a pass over to the midfield. So teams splitting off, and that's going to hit the ramp, slide around just a bit. One in the goal. Twisty is there, as well as Dizmex. and passing it over to the midfield, KC Bronco. So with that, another opportunity here to maybe score, get themselves a bit of juice in that battery. There they go. They've got the 3, and that is Assault and Battery. It is 7-5. They bring themselves back into it for Omega Cosmonauts. And they'll be glad to see that score just a bit closer. Because another goal going the way of Blue Bombers, that could have been the start of one of those runaway games, those runaway trains. But it's funny that tight tread that you have between what looks like a close game and just a blowout, right? It really, after a certain point, it's just the goals difference. That said, phasing out of existence. Uh-oh, that might not be good for the blue squad. They're still going to be able to get control for a second there, but it looks like maybe a brief connection issue from Facade. But back in the game, so maybe no harm, no foul. They're going to try and contest this and get it back, and indeed, Facade does just that. However, hiding in the back line was not a Facade, but it was a little bit hidden, I guess. The interception and some more snags in the tunnel and in the trap. Now, Twisty sending it out. Mr. Mitt there, able to take it away from that shoulder. KC Bronco approaching, and again, the defense here has to stand strong because it's another turnover going back. Gotta be careful. A lot of disarray, so if they can find that play, no, it's gonna be denied instead. Snake-a-boo, saying peekaboo. Definitely hide and seeked that disc. Will be Facade with it, seeing if they can make that play now. Off into the midfield, there's a few players all there scattered about the stack trying to redirect themselves into the recovery. So Snake with it, Mr. Mitt now taking a quick boost off. So Mr. Mitt now trying to push these numbers. Mr. Mitt going for the shot that was very, very quick. Needed to be if they wanted that shot, and they'll still rebound it just the same. They have a couple in the midfield if they want to reset. They will not, and this is perhaps where for the Omega Cosmonauts definitely want to prioritize that patience a bit, because with 2:30 left in this game and only down by 2 points, those are the times where a team, someone in the back line needs to be telling their people in the front line, hey, we don't need to rush. We can look for a high percentage goal. We can find a pass and not have to dive into the teeth, 2v4 inside the bubble as they had that last time around. So they are right within reach, but now it's just a matter of playing that positioning and playing to the best possible shots. And they will be right back in this to potentially tie it if they can. So Mr. Mitt taking this away down from the bottom. There's the reset. Now, right move, but Facade once again not having a great time there in terms of the connection, it seems. So another misdirection, I guess. It's going to cost them, if nothing else, some precious time. Fancy saying, Pally joins, I'll play. You'll play if I join your team. But, I mean, the thing is, I miss it sometimes. But I can't. As long as I'm on the VRML board anyway, I can't, unfortunately, play on a team, on VRML anyway, so the story goes. Don't get me wrong, the offers are always tempting. But, priorities and all that, I guess. But never say never. I mean, one day, when Echo's where it needs to be competitively, and it doesn't need me maybe in that regard anymore, then maybe a return for the old washed-up champion. By the time I do return, I'll basically be bronze level, so I'm not sure you're gonna want me at that point. But that's it. Teams are just so. For that matter, like, again, talking about bronze teams and such, because I've casted also a couple of them this last week. It's ridiculous how skilled they are now as well, compared to where it used to be. Man, talk about the days where only the top few teams were right in it. Well, now these 2 teams are right in it. This is an interesting development here. It took them a while to get going, but that was a nice break move to make themselves tied up, and not a lot of time to expend. So we have either a game winner or an overtime coming up real soon. And credit to Omega Cosmonauts here, though. It's been a slow burn for sure. They've had a lot of opportunities. Oh no, that is a big miss one. Someone needs a boost. Someone needs a boost. This could be the goal. That could be the win. It's in. 10-7. What a miss and what a play. Taken back the lead, the advantage, and that is devastating to the efforts of Blue. Bombers, that is. But the blue team will win. Ooh, that ending, that is the last possible thing that I predicted. And yet, it's gonna happen sometimes. I reckon that's happened at least once to every team within any division of VRML over the years. So it's always tough though. Anytime you see those missed jousts, and especially at a costly time like that, that is shocking. Suffice to say, but yeah, I mean, they'll take it. Wow. So going to the score screen here from IgniteVR.gg. And I'll leave you to look at the stats here for just a second. I do need to go and communicate with the teams being casted next, as we will be inevitably a bit delayed here. So I'm going to let them know. One sec. All right, and I'm back. Okay, so as we do take a bit of a timeout here as well, a little intermission, take a look at those stats and also take a look at the chats, maybe even at my drink, because again, running theme of the day here, it is hot in Casterland today. For a while, I felt like we were done with the heat, or at least the the 110 degree temperatures at where I live. Because it was in the low hundreds and in the 90s this last week, but no, we're back to the 10s again. So shame on me for thinking otherwise. Oof, man, moisty. I'm moist right now. Pause. Contextual to the heat. Anyway, let's see. Huey, Dewey, Louie, what's up? Put on my glasses again. But yeah, asking what happened there. Sea Shocker as well. Yeah, Miss Joust, what can you say? It was one of those cases, it was tied up 7-7, and just one of those situations where either miscommunication or an accidental grab on one of the launchers on offense caused Orange Team, the Blue Bombers, to miss the disc. So seconds were winding down, and right at the last second, game winner hit off that missed joust. So don't love to see that happens, but like I said, it unfortunately has happened to probably every single person at some point in their Echo careers, or at least on one of their teams. So it's painful. It's painful, but yeah, it will happen to you. Time to clip. No, don't clip that. Don't. Make sure you clip the rest of the context. That don't do that to me. Not on my first stream of the week. It's too early in the week for this, even though it's Friday. Man, about to be Rebecca blacklisted here. Alas, alas. Point is, I'm heated. I am heated and messy. This game, though, it works up a sweat, doesn't it? It's not only the players, as physical as they are, it is a caster's end as well. And especially on those plays, the ones that kind of get me antsy and anxious and on the edge of my seat. Man. You get the heart pumping just a little bit, and since I don't play really as much as Vanzi pointed out earlier, I'm even more liable to sweat it out, I'm not in player shape anymore. Alright, well, we're going back to the second round joust though, so let's see. I think a big thing for Blue Bombers here, after that very, very tough giveaway at the end, they need to come out here with some ferocity. They've got to show that they are not bothered, even if they are. They've got to show the other team here that they are not bothered by that unfortunate ending. So they still got to come out here, execute their game plan, which they were doing very, very well for the majority of that round. Sponsor Vanzi for 1 Dogecoin, and you'll beat Ignite. I mean, sure, regardless of the results, I'll sponsor you for a Dogecoin. I think I even have one of those. It may have lost its value, but luckily I only have one. Just for the sake of saying I had one. Mr. Mitt here with a disc, though, to the middle. Taken back by Casey Bronco. What's up, Hellhounds? How's it going? And whoa! The shot is going from Dismex. That's what's up. Blue Bombers got on the board first. And as I alluded to, that would be quite important for them to get started the correct way. So, nice job. Hellhounds is no more. The Twitch will soon be Vendetta VRML. All right, breaking news, at least to me. I'm sorry to hear that. Hellhounds didn't work, but you know what? Vendetta VRML will still be my boo. Or was it, what did I say? Was it boo? Was it bay? I'm not sure. Anyways, Snake-a-Boo here, trying to play around with the goalkeepers and does so some way, somehow. Got through about 3 different defenders to make that happen, but they're going to take the 2 points. Wow. Boo-boo, there you go. It's close enough. Sponsored player for Pally.org. Well, you know, I do own the rights to Palidore.com. There's nothing there, like, I don't even think you can connect to it, but I did buy the domain because it was cheap. But I've done nothing with it, and I probably never will. Anyways, yeah, Vanzy, sponsored by, wait, here's your sound clip. Vanzy Dash, sponsored by Pally.com. Dismex there, with another goal on that note. Round 2, much more competitive. I'm really happy to see that for Blue Bombers because we all know how it goes when you're playing these matches and we have those tiltable moments. Even for as much as people knew me as being kind of a cool head when I was playing, which, you know, most of the time I was, I've had my moments just as much as anyone, right? So, you know, when those tiltable moments happen in a round-to-round situation, it is very, very easy to get discouraged and then just kind of, you know, accidentally throw the next match around just because you cannot focus on your game plan. But I'm happy to see Blue Bombers here. Look, they caused another turnover. I'm happy to see that despite that tough ending, they are still playing according to plan, and they're causing turnovers on defense. They're getting shots on offense. They're getting another play here, holding onto that disc and passing it off to KC. KC to the backboard. Couldn't line it up, though. Just past Twisty. As I said, full credit, these teams here, I believe, in Silver Division, but definitely showing that kind of mental game that you like to see, you know, at Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Master, and so on, right? 2 teams are on equal levels skill-wise, but one, or even somewhat similar skill level, but one team has slightly better mental game. That team will have a pretty hefty advantage across the course of a full season, at least. Deep into the blue field, intercepted here by Mr. Mitt. And meanwhile, Dolo now maybe having trouble as well, so that could be another factor. We saw that from Facade in that first round. But a shot here taken off the male slots, and rebound as well. It's open once and twice, and the 3-point is nice. 7-2. Great turnaround. Blue Bombers now starting to establish firm control. We'll see how that plays out, though. Where did, just answer Flare, where did that emote come from? That was from one time when I was on the Stack, Sputnik's podcast, like a year and a half or so ago, maybe even more. It was me saying, "Excuse me, I need to sneeze," or cough or something. It was a sneeze, I'm pretty sure. No, it was a cough. It was a cough. And that was the screen cap from said cough. It may have been a little exaggerated. But nonetheless, it stood the test of time. At the moment, it's up to Blue Bombers to stand the test of time because they're in control, but time is actually their worst enemy here because they have to maintain that control for the next 5 minutes still. And as we know, that's a lot of time in Echo Arena. So grabbed here by Snake. Snake to the back, and off into a rebound from Mitz. Mr. Mitz with a miss on the hit, but back into a rebound again, I think, at the trap. A couple of players. Actually, never mind. That's going to sail straight out of there. So it's either team's disc, but first to the stacks is going to be Orange. It looks like Blue Bombers. They're there. The shot, it's there. 9-2. That run continues for the Blue squad. The Blue Bomber squad. Very confusing. Blue Bombers on Orange team. There we go. Grimbane saying, no, it wasn't Palidore. What wasn't Palidore? The emote? Yeah, see, the emote name is actually Take a Cough, so... yeah, that's what you're referring to. It was definitely from the stack. I remember it being... It was, either Rox Titan or Rosie Hope. One of them two capped it and made it an emote, like, on the Echo server. Or something like that. So yeah, you can thank them for that one. But anyways, back into the wedge. It's Twisty with the disc, getting all twisted up here as KC takes it away. Looking for another heave maybe down the midfield, but a stun from Facade will enable them to take it back over. And that goes back into mid lane. Will be grabbed as well. So just trying to maintain control. Been a tough going of things here, certainly for Omega Cosmonauts. Compared to round 1. And as I said, full credit to them for being able to do just that on Blue Bomber's side, just to come back after that very unusual win, or loss, I should say, sorry, where they weren't able to get the win in the first round, but they were able to stay mentally engaged. Now KC Bronco having it stolen though from Snake. The thing is here, with 3 minutes left, honestly, Omega is only a 1 goal away from being right back in this, whether it's a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. I mean, 3 minutes is plenty of time, and 1 goal to cut this lead down to either 4 or 5. That is completely doable. So here, this could be it. They need to find some positioning, though. The thing is, you see 3 different players for blue team. Omega clumped up together when they recovered that disc and making it really tough to get those passes. So forcing this shot off into the orange goal, just narrowly missing with a ding. I think if blue team recovers, they definitely need to start finding those positions and communicate, you know, before they grab the disc, as Bronco capitalizes there. You want to be communicating before your teammate gets the disc. They already should know where the next pass is or clear is going, basically, right? That's definitely one of the keys that all the way up the ladder, you know, from here to master is. Whenever you watch master teams, especially as we saw earlier in the night, whenever we see any player about to grab the disc, I mean, whether it's a clear or a pass, they already know what the next play is. Oftentimes, they already know where the next 2 passes are probably going. As a shot there is heaved in from Snake, but just, again, that kind of situation where they didn't really have the options communicated ahead of time, so they just had to kind of go improv style. And wow, speaking of, look at that. That was a heck of a save off a stun, but they'll still get it back on Bomber's side. So nonetheless, a great defensive stand from Omega. Can they do it twice? So far, so good, but yet another recovery to Dismex and the Blue Bombers. 1 minute left. It looks like a third round is all but inevitable here. As the stacks line up one final time on this sequence of the play. So Mr. Mitt gonna make a drive. The number is not definitely in the favor, so it has to be careful, but instead, there it goes again. So I think that's a big point where they would need to address between rounds, I suppose, is just where's the next pass going? Where's the next play going? Because a lot of the times it's one and done, right? It's a pass into the bubble or near the bubble, and then it's done because they're closed off by the defense, by a stun or otherwise. Or just a save by the goalie because they're throwing it from far out. So it's a little things like that, definitely, that will make the big difference in the long run, and as well as you climb up the ladder. Now the thing is, we've seen in round 1 how Omega Cosmonauts, they were able to be resilient. They were down for a lot of that round, and yet they still came back at the very end to tie it and then win it in a very upsetting fashion. So despite the fact that round 2 did not go their way, we've seen them in this uncomfortable position before. So round 3, that will be the telltale round, suffice to say. But it's all going to come down to those opening minutes, and we'll see how they react and respond after this next minute or 2 of intermission. And ooh, pardon me, I'm bad at my job. Round 2 win going to Orange Squad, of course. Let me redo that. Ba-doom! Here you go. All right, now off to the score screen, courtesy IgniteVR.gg, of course. All right. Real quick, I am definitely going to redeem that hydration right now because I am thirsty. Pause. Pause, Moisty, pause. Anyways. Okay, here we are. So, third round coming along soon. I'm still sweating it out here, but no worries. We just check in also with the Discords. Let's see. All right, so it looks like maybe our next match may or may not be cast. We'll see. I let them know, as is usually the case. Teams can wait for the caster to finish if they're late, if both teams agree, but if not, that's perfectly cool. We can still join in progress. So, third round of this match still to happen. But as far as the next match goes, Red Rook versus Fruit Basket, we may join that in progress if we do join it. Just an FYI for anyone tuning in and wondering where we're at. So just, a few delays here and there, but that said, no delay at all in the joust. So underlay, getting the disc there is Mitt into the midfield. The Mitt field, I suppose. I'll be grabbed by Mr. Mitt again. So Mitt with the mitts all over the disc to start off this round, it seems like. Oh, overlay stuck. Great. All right, that said, Snakeaboo is going to have a shot attempt, but actually could not get it. Tough angle and was stunned at the last second. Thanks for the quick tips over in the Twitch chat, keeping me in check. We'll be grabbed here at the top. Just 40 seconds in, stalemate so far. And deep fling, just going to miss, but a rebound is good. Twisty, wow, what a save there, though, from Facade. Losing the disc, though, on the connection again. Looks like another half crash of sort. We saw that in round 1 happen a couple times. Round 2 is much more absent, but that is unfortunate. Nonetheless, it will still create an opportunity for offense if they can manage to boost down the floor fast, and they actually do. They'll intercept it as well. Mr. Mitt in the midfield as Facade breaks off. So some of the numbers there being left in the back line and seeing if they can press maybe that 2-on-2 advantage, but they will turn it over instead. So still a stalemate, but that goal exposed, closed off now, 2 versus 2, make that 3 versus 3, trying to make something out of this opportunity, and with all the moves in the book, it's Twisty. Gets the first couple. Definitely had to work hard for it, though.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Like I said, not easy. I mean, both teams having to scramble one way and the other. And then Twisty at the very end having to scramble just to find a somewhat open window to squeeze that disc through. I mean, there were a lot of defenders in that short proximity. So, Omega Cosmonauts here, not able to score quite yet in this round. And as I said, these first few minutes were going to be very, very telling in terms of what kind of round this was going to be for them. See if they can keep that mental game strong and alive. But Snakeboo there trying to put on the brakes, instead has it stolen from the Blue Bombers. Now this will enable some, again, maybe moves up the floor before the defense can recover. Anytime you have that defense struggling to get back on the stacks, you want to press that if you can. Press it they do, but, well, being pushed even more. Dismax getting stunned, so good job from the Cosmonauts to create that opportunity. And once more, maybe even opportunity for some goals, but everyone just getting back in a hurry on the defense. So this one's going to be a 1-on-2 and the double dive. Might not needed both of them, but hey, one was just as good. They got the dive that created the offense opportunity now thanks to that defensive awareness. Just seeing that, hey, that disc was diveable, so dive we do. We all know what they say. If you can dive a disc, you can play dodgeball, I guess. But Facade with a recovery and back out the bubble again. So lower scoring start to this third round. A great pass, however, up top to Blue Bombers, for Blue Bombers. It's Dismex with a shield, a handoff play, and now throwing it down. Twisty, the first 2 goals in the third round for his team, and Dismex the assist there. Definitely credit Dismex for enabling that with a great shovel pass to that shoulder area. Good stuff. Now, on this joust, Dolo main with a disc. We'll throw that over to Mr. Mitt. And Mr. Mitt working their way up the floor again. Defense starting to trail into that goal a bit. Snake Boo taking that disc back. But right place, right time, the shot! Well, it took the long way around, but found itself off the back, right into the goal, top corner. So that will be the first couple of points. And I'm sure Omega Cosmonauts are more than ecstatic to see that after that drought. McQueen also in the chat. Yeah, Spaghetti won in 2 rounds there earlier on versus Eternity. Yeah, both very high-level teams with high-level records to speak of it. But Spaghetti will be 9-0 on the season thus far. Eternity 9-3, I think. Yeah, definitely though. Some intrigue there, as we do have the Challenger Cups, of course, approaching, right? And you can be assured Spaghetti, who's been dominant, will be one of those teams right up there in the mix for Master Division and championships potentially later in the season. So, stuff to watch for sure. Now, these teams here splitting apart, only 2 points separating them. Bronco will send it out, but intercept to Dolo. Now, Dolo trying to make something good out of it, but meeting them was the defense. Good stuff from the defense, recognizing, again, when to dive. That's such a huge thing that I always like to emphasize, maybe too much sometimes, right? But that really is the key to a lot of this bubble defense, is recognizing when the QBs are kind of in no man's land, when you can push them, and then furthermore, when you can push the receivers if the passes are too soft. Seeing they can get it past the goalkeeper, but will be off the pole instead. So a ding will sail right into the blue side now, where Diz is able to collect it. Has to be careful, a lot of defense in the area, so not able to do much with it. And that provides another opportunity for a clear into the midfield. A little bit of dubstep disc at that, so shout out OCE, who I will also be casting later on. Got some dubstep action as these players try and dance and two-step back into the action in the blue bubble. That will be sent into midfield, where Mocha is there all by the lonesome for the recovery. And heaving it over to Dismex, who has it stolen as well from Snake. So some monkey in the middle from these two teams, really just some back and forth passing and intercepting between them. And this could be a situation as we approach the last third of this final round where every score can be a difference maker, absolutely. So let's see, I mean, again, next one could be a game winner with this kind of scoring pace. So very important possessions now, and basically, it comes down to the team who executes just a little bit better, as a very well-executed series of jukes from Snake there. But the pass, not quite the same results. The player had dived. Still yet, though, they'll get the disc back. Dolo being stunned, dove upon, but Mr. Mitch hitting the backboard for a rebound and catching the defense with their eyes drawn away. Making that play to tie it up. Starting to hit that familiar territory from round 1, where it was tied in the last minute. Then resulted in that misjoust turned into a game winner for Omega Cosmonauts. So I know for the Blue Bombers, they're definitely not wanting to see a repeat of history in that regard. But with a turnover here, this is going to hurt the efforts just a bit. Facade working up the floor. Dolo right outside that bubble. Some good man coverage here from both teams. There you go. I really like the defense like what we saw there. Dismex causing a turnover. That basically took away that forward passing option. And if nothing else, that's recognizing that for the Cosmonauts in prior rounds, that was one of their points that they were struggling with, was not eyeing the back options quite enough on offense, prioritizing the forward pass too much. So credit to Blue Bombers doing a good job to cover up those forward passes and really make things a bit difficult for Cosmonauts here. Bill's old asking if I've heard of sleep. I get sleep, don't you worry. It's just that very awkward hours compared to most people, that's all. Yeah, I think my normal bedtime is these days right around the 3, 4, 5 a.m. hours locally, so. Each no worries. Now off into the blue. Minute 24. Remember what I said 2 minutes ago about how that any one of these next goals can be the game winner? Even more so now, right? A minute left. Every single mistake will be costly. Every single success will be decisive, potentially here, as Snake, they're going to work their way in. Oh, good stun coming in from Dolo to enable that shot from Snake. The only way that could have been better is if it was a 3, but still a 2-point lead with less than a minute left. I mean, that was the communication you need. That was a coordination you need as a team, and that might be the 2-point lead they need to win in 3 rounds. We'll see. 43 seconds left for the Blue Bombers to react. And we've seen them with that potential. They've done it. So here it goes. It's Dismex. They've got to be careful with this one. They cannot lose their handles. They cannot lose the composure. Trying to lose the defender and maybe tie it. Wow, what a move. Twisty brings it to 6 apiece as if it was a piece of cake. And with that, it's potentially an OT or a game winner in the next several seconds. We are within moments. Big hit. Let's see. No misjoust. We do not want to see a reverse of what happened in round 1, right? So it looks like overtime about to happen. Here we go, everybody. The decisive 3rd round overtime, which I've had I've had a lot of these as of late in these matches I've casted. I'm not complaining. It's intense. You know right now the blood is absolutely rushing, boiling for these squads. 2 minutes, sudden death. Here we go. First to it will be, looks like, well, a butt out by Orange. Let's see if they can get the grab, however. That's always the trouble with those really fast jousts. It's Twisty, though. Handing it off will be a dive out from Bronco. Wasn't able to get there in time, so turnover to Mitt. Mitt through that right lane. Into the tunnel. Will actually careen into the left tunnel now. Available right for the taking. Mocha sending it out of there towards the cloud. Just looking for an angle and hoping someone's there. Bronco taking it over as well. The defense, though, encroaching and stealing, but there's a midfielder there to intercept. Dismex playing it wisely. Dismex sending it downwards and trying to prevent any kind of downward spiral, as every mistake, as I said, is going to cost them. A deep fling, though, sailing right past the potential receiver, and this is going to be a turnover. So all comes down to this. Every single play counting. Mr. Mitt counting their lucky stars that they were able to recover that off the interception. That's going to be up high. Another turnover, maybe no, missing the arms. So again, that adrenaline, you know, it's pumping, and at the moment, these are the times that you live for as a player. Maybe not in the moment, because they stress you out, but these are the kind of times, and these are the kind of competitive endings to a game that you love to see. Snake seeing the goal, but not seeing the score. It's out of there. It's recovered at the wedge now by Orange team. Twisty through that lane. There was a midfielder, but not far back enough. That gets out of there. The goal is going to be exposed just briefly and getting hung up a little bit. These teams on each other. 17 seconds left, and the goal, the score, could it be? It's over. It's Twisty. Sends it to OT. It's Twisty. Ends it in OT. And Twisty ends it with a victory. Blue Bombers. And what game that was, and intense ending. Exciting finishes all around. You'll love to see it, especially when you're a neutral viewer or a spectator, but man, sweaty that match it was. So with that, congratulations to the Blue Bombers for a successful stand there. They will go up to, let's see, 6-6 looks like. So yeah, evening up their record. That's going to be great for them. Meanwhile, on Cosmonaut's side, same thing. They will now be even on the record at 5-5. So there's some nice symmetry there, and that was a very competitive match. Good stuff. That said, before I get too caught up in anything else, let me check my old notifications here. It looks like I do not have actually an invite from the other team that we potentially were streaming, but they did imply in the Discord chat that they were going to probably start. Just no one sent me an invite afterwards. Sad days. I could have joined in progress, but alas, I guess this will be our last stream. Apologies to their teams, though, because I would have loved to cast them, given that I don't think they actually were casted a lot. It was, let's see, Red Rook and Fruit Basket. So I think between the two of them, only one of them has been casted once. So I was hoping to be able to get into that, even if it was late, but looks like it won't be the case, unfortunately, but so it goes, so it goes. That was still a great game to be a part of this match right here, because, you know, it went long, but it went strong. All right, round 3 overtime. Gotta love it. Anyway, into a Twitch chat. Hydrate. Yes, yes, yes. Very, very good. Cranberry. No problem for the cast. Zold, thanks for joining. I get at least 8 hours of I don't think I ever get 8 hours of sleep. I don't think I need 8 hours of sleep either, frankly. I don't know. I think the 8-hour mark and beyond, it tires me out the next day. I'm solid with like 6 or so, maybe 7, but 8 and beyond, it ruins me. Fancy watching the streams that keep Pally company. Well, hey, vice versa. I mean, we retired folk got to stick together, Vansy. So, you know, appreciate you joining. And like I said, it was good times in Virginia. I'm still hoping, even if you're not playing, maybe you can make it down to the next one sometime. But you know, things that change in Echo, don't they? And the more they change, well, the more they grow, I guess I should say. But let's see. Oh, I did just get a DM on Oculus though from the next team I was supposed to cast. That's unusual, but maybe we do have a match after all. Let me see. Okay, sorry, hold on. I gotta type now, I think. Or not. My app is broke, I swear. I see the DM, I just can't answer it. Well, that's unfortunate. Here, let me ping the teams in Discord real quick. Sorry, I know this is always like awkward silence, but you know, one man show right now. So hold on. Okay, there we go. So I lied. We might actually have the next match still happening. I'm not quite sure, honestly. Oh yeah, predictions. Sorry about that. Sorry. Like I said, I'm a juggling. A lot of plates here, so. Blue bombers. Taking that one. Get you guys the reward. There you go. All right. Evil Lefty, the newly crowned VIP also. Thanks for redeeming that earlier. Welcome, Evil Lefty. Solar, what up? And Vansy saying you'll try. Sounds good. I'll try to. I mean, that's the main thing. Can't make guarantees, but like, if ever it's like if I can go, I will go. Is usually my philosophy to those things. Even just to hang out for a while and stuff. I don't know. I feel like the whole Virginia land, that Redshift. Challenger series. Like, we got to talk to Vansy like in real life, and like in the last night we got to sit next to each other at the dinner and hang out and talk a bit. But I still didn't get to I didn't get to make my rounds to round everyone, right? Only so that's one of the things too. It's like I like to go there and also get to know people and stuff. So it's one of the things I want to go again because I feel like I didn't do enough of that. Granted, I was casting a lot, obviously, in that last land, but which does make it tough since I'm usually occupied during the daylight hours. But it's always fun. So if you guys haven't been to one before, take it from us. You want to be there. The next, obviously, Redshift's doing another one planned sometime in the near future. You have a lot of opportunities for travel eventually here in the Echo community. So if you can go to one of those, highly recommend it. It's always a great time. That said, okay, maybe I'm not being invited. I have no idea here, but that said, based on the Discord, it looks like they're not waiting anymore. I'm not sure. I think because I don't have any invites. I sent invites to the 2 captains, so I'm kind of at the mercy of whoever invites me. But nothing has come, unfortunately. Light has come. Anyway. The Solar playing in the qualifier tomorrow. West Coast LAN, please. Maybe. I asked people about a Pally LAN. They would be interested in that. I mean, kind of sarcastically. I don't have plans to really host one, but you never know. The thing is, the Redshift LAN proved that it could be done. In terms of, as long as you have quests, at some level it can be done, even if it's just bare bones as possible. You can still do these community events, so that'd be cool. But yeah, I guess teams not knowing how to invite me, I'm not sure. I mean, I sent them friend invites like a couple hours ago, so. Well, like I said, I'm at the mercy of the players here. I would love to stream them, but I don't think it's going to happen, so I think I lied a second time. We'll probably end this stream here, given the lack of invites for the last half hour. But that said, we'll catch them again soon, I hope. We do have another game again in OCE, but that's not for another 2 hours from right now, basically. So 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. I don't really want to do the rest of the math, but 2 hours from right now. And I'll be here on Channel 1. So do join me for that again. I might get some more even later in the night, depending. But yeah, if you're from OCE, or if you're a night owl like me in NA, join me. It'll be fun. The OCE streams are usually a different level of fun. McQueen saying they're in chat, Pally. I saw the chat. Unfortunately, the thing is, I see the notifications. I can't really join the chat. And oh, they're gonna make a liar out of me a fourth time. Now I got an invite. Okay. You know what? Let me see if this works. I gotta quit speaking too soon. Okay, I've got a party invite. Now the question is, will this lead me to the right place? Will I be led to the promised land?
Oh my god.
Ah, yes. They're here. And you can hear the disdain. You can hear the disdain in the voice of the players. I apologize, players. Let me emphasize for you guys, because I did in the Discord. You did not have to wait. That said, restarting as spectator, I'm gonna go to intermission because we will, in fact, have our stream for the fourth time of flip-flops. BRB, folks. Oh boy. All right, and what is, folks, maybe a comedy of Pally being constantly wrong in the short amount of time. Now we got only half the players in here. A couple of them dropped out. I'm not sure if it was AFK or what. So you know what? Your guess is as good as mine whether this stream is going to happen. If it happens, I'll be here to cast it. If not, I'm just not going to make any assumptions anymore, because my assumptions have been wrong, again, 4 times in 5 minutes, I feel like. So, if it happens, I'm going to cast it. If it does not, we'll just, we'll chat for a few minutes. So, and again, I want to emphasize, like, to the teams. First, apologize for being late, because again, we had more casts linked together. But as is the case with these, only have to wait. Again, if the cast, or if you agree to it, both teams agree to it. Not feel obligated to at all. Now, if you got to start on time or within that 15-minute window of start time, then by all means, get it done. It's totally cool. You know, we're a flexible league, very, very flexible league here. So we kind of, it's, you know, reciprocated, right? Flexible league for the players, and then you can be flexible with the casters a little bit here too. So happy to stream you though. Either or. Assuming we still do have this stream or not. I'm not sure. I'll put up the prediction poll nonetheless, though, in a second here. And if this match doesn't happen, then we can always nix it. Let's see. All right, there you go. We'll see what happens with that one. Mr. Pro 2v4, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think it might have been just an AFK situation, got tossed out of the headset or something. But yeah, we got three back on the Red Rook side, it looks like. So one more and we might be good to go, I hope. This will be the last match of this leg of streams here in North America. It's been definitely a busy night across channels 1 and 2. And a lot of casters contributing. Let me clean up these glasses real quick, so I can actually see chat the way that I want to again. Ah, yes. There we go. CGF on Twitch. I can see it's not Twitch, but I don't want to see CGF on Twitch. That's fine with me. I'm going to read it like that. There's your poll. It's up for the next few minutes. What else? Queen Ange. Hello again. Hello, Puppy Queen. Always glad to have royalty. And I'm glad to have puppers in the chat. Makes all the difference. So, yes, alright. Looks like we got full 4 and full 4. So, round 1. It's gonna happen, I guess. Alright, so thank you again, everyone here. It's been a pleasure. I'm Palidore. This is Red Rook versus Fruit Basket, and we're gonna get a good look at what they have to offer here. Jake O'Bean, captain here for Red Rook, I do believe. Banana Person, I believe the captain for Fruit Basket. Will be Apple God, though, putting it in said basket, and they get going in a quick fashion. And oh man, I was just talking about in the Twitch chat an hour or so ago how all these different food names make me so hungry when they come into the streams and the Twitch or into the arenas themselves. I feel like Fruit Basket took that to heart. Blueberry Pie, Apple God, Raspberry Reuben, Banana Person. Some incredible and very edible names here on stream today. Meanwhile, for Red Rook, it's a nice Soldier. Or Soilder, I should say. Jaco Bean, Flame X, and Humongous of the Chungus variety. As Apple God sends it off into the midfield. So meeting each other midway, you saw Nice was trying to hide there behind that block to recover the disc. Still might do it, regardless. Let's see. Yep, gets the disc first, has to evade, and somehow does. All right, so Nice playing quite nicely. And sailing on into the midfield, taken by Flame. Flame is going to bounce that low, and that's going to be maybe rebounded. No! Taken, though, by Flame. Flame off the backboard, but another narrow miss right off of it. So a couple opportunities, though, will now go back into the, well, awaiting arms of Nice. Seems like Nice is in the right place, huh? Several of these times thus far. Good pass, crossing off, but cutting off Blueberry Pie. Easy as pie. Making that defensive play. Need their stacks, though, or else just right back into the offense for Red Rook. Now back into the blue. Another take back, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. Just missing the handle, so that's going to cost them with a tap into the goal, tying it up. And we're back to a neutral scoring line. CGF saying, I thought I spelled Twitch correct. I'm sure you did. Regardless, that price, no idea what you're referring to, but or what Queen was referring to, but hello from Nigeria, I guess. I don't know, but nice Solar here. Passing it over to Jake. Jake over to Flame as well. That's going to bounce high. That's going to be taken back right outside the bubble here as Flame converges there with Raspberry. Raspberry getting it clear now to Apple. Actually, a pass to Apple. Apple God sending it through that tunnel. The stacks now getting back quickly, taken by Flame. Now one lone defender from Fruit Basket getting into that back line. Could be a potential problem, but should that disc be cleared off, but now linking together for the chain, so making sure they maintain their mobility wisely here, and weaving some passes. Meanwhile is Red Rook and Co. So, able to nicely evade this defense, which otherwise playing pretty tightly up there, and still yet holding strong. Blueberry with a second save right inside that goal. Although similar results as last time, it gets right back into the arms of Red Rook. Always a danger. That pass always perfect and humongous goal from the Chungus. And they're up by 2. I love that pass. Look at how it just barely in this replay. Boom, slipped by those fingertips. You can practically hear the nails scratching on the disc there. Ryruff confused as well. Join the party. Do have an OCE game later on, so I already know Ryruff is apparently a night owl just as much, because he's been in a lot of those 3 a.m. ones. So hey, welcome to the chats. Backboard shot missing, but good positioning by Blueberry. So pretty impressed by Blueberry Pie here, whether inside the goal on his end or the other. As a nice shoulder there with a great grab, saving that as well. But yeah, Blueberry's just been in the greatest position possible on both ends of the floor now for rebounds and saves. I'm trying to kind of maneuver around. So nice Soilder. I want to say Soldier, but it says Soilder. So you know, gotta go with what it reads like. And if I'm wrong, so be it. So be it. To the wedge though, it's rebounded by nice Soilder, and that's a nice pass to Flame. Flame putting some oomph behind that. Just a 4-meter shot, and will get it securely past the goal. Who, again, goalkeeper's otherwise been doing a pretty good job here on Fruit Basket, but just too many attempts. One of those will be drained, rest assured. It'll happen more often than not. Nail on disc ASMR. Somehow I don't think that felt good. But Banana Person with the disc now, snagging it away from the outreach arms of a lot of defense. Stat getting back in a hurry. Great job from Humongous, and nice. Now they get stunned back. Meanwhile, the other couple of stacks make their way down the floor. That will be grabbed by Hugh. Hugh off into the nest, and Nest off the backboard. A rebound though, and another snag. Blueberry does it again. Some great grabs from Blueberry right in the clutch. But the thing is, the offense there, that is what they've been lacking. The clears and the recoveries and the putbacks. As I say that, maybe I casters cursed it, but in a good way, in a great way, and it's Raspberry. The pocket play. That is what I was referring to when I say that is what they were missing. They get the saves, but what happens next? Well, too many of the times earlier on, what happened next was a interception or a steal back by Red Rook. That time, though, different results. That time, the right results, at least if you're a Fruit Basket. So, turning defense into offense. But just as quickly, they're going to get it right back. Apple God now diving out of there and able to intercept. That's a soft pass, maybe not soft enough as it will miss Banana. But Banana trying to peel out and trying to cover up on the defensive end of things. Meanwhile, some good positioning and turns into a one-on-one. Humongous assisted from Flame. Make that essential one-on-one goal on the goalkeeper. But I love that. You see when the turnover happened, the offense's positioning for Red Rook. Man, I apparently have a newly developed list today. But the positioning from Red Rook was perfect. That really is a tongue twister. Because they had a couple players right there by the nest, by the barrier. So when the turnover happened, it was just snap of a finger and blink of an eye, and suddenly you've got some instant offense on a nice number situation. So looking to do just that once again. I mean, they're stacking quickly. They're getting their regrabs all in order. CGF saying have a great cast. Leaving for the moment. Yeah, no problem. I know it's getting late in some places around the country, so thanks for joining. I hope you have a good night too, and a good weekend at that. Raspberry Reuben trying to distribute over to the shoulder. Not quite communicated the way they want, but they will be pretty communicated on the stack, so they recovered that in about a second flat. Once they lost the disc, they got right back into the other side quickly. So again, goes back to the running themes across these streams, and you make do with any mistakes, you just make up for it with some quick reactions. Getting back in the play with great speed and positioning. And they're going to do it right there. Jake O'Bean. You see how many times now that Red Rook has been able to come back into basically a turnover and then into a numbers advantage type of goal opportunity where it's either one-on-one or a two-on-one. And those are very, very tough to deal with, right? So if the defense and Fruit Basket is pressing out in the midfield like that, and credit to them, they've been nicely aggressive at times. But the problem is it is an inherent gamble. If you do turn over that disc, then unless you can get back really quickly on your stacks, you're putting yourself in a position where you're not in position to actually defend the goal off the turnover. So it's definitely the blessing and the curse, the double-edged sword of those kind of aggressive midfield strategies. But that really is all of Echo Arena, right? It's always a double-edged sword to basically any strat. That's sports. That said, rock, paper, scissors, seeing if they can cut in. There's the pass, and there's the fin-ish. And that was very nice. Off that dish from Flame to Jake. Lighting up that goal like a Jake O'Lantern, for that matter. They've got a really nice score got put here, 12-4. They're going to take away this first round momentarily. Fruit Basket, I feel like this is a misleading round in the sense that if just a couple more of those offensive opportunities had been good for Fruit Basket, it would be closer. And I know that's kind of a very generalized thing to say, but we saw good plays from Fruit Basket. We saw some good stacking. We've seen some great defense. It was just it was too much offense from Red Rook, which kind of unscrewed their game plan a little bit. If that makes sense, right? Great offense will do that to a great defense. But the point being is, I think that differential, it was a big gap, but it wasn't like a blowout type thing. It was still close, and the skill level of these teams are very, very matched, very evenly matched, I feel like, on the whole. But in any case, yes, correct. This is Silver Rank, winding down the night here. This is our third of 3 streams in a row, or 3 casts in a row. Extending back to Dimwee, Sputnik, Newton, and all of them, I think this is more like probably 6 or 7 in a row, like 30 minutes apart here on VRML 1. So you've actually had quite a lot of options tonight. Delicious. Anyway, yeah, works up a thirst though, all this casting, So with that said, good one so far. I'm hoping for the side of the blue squad here that they can tighten up a few of these things. Fruit Basket can just clamp down a bit more. Well, not on defense, but clamp down more in terms of their offensive execution, right? Able to either get better clears or otherwise just find some way to maneuver around that midfield, because that's the sole place that it's getting stuck. But that said, here we go. Back into the round. And back into the second one, that is to say. So. Off this humongous with the disc. And pass off into Flame X, the midfield. Flame trying to hit the teammate on the other end, but meanwhile, we kind of saw this from the blue squad last time around, where they had Applegod, or at least a person, pressuring pretty heavily there in the midfield off that first joust. The rest kind of hanging more in the back here. Their bubble defense has been quite admirable on the whole. But at the same time, Flame trying to put on some heat there, but gets stunned out instead. Met with a stun. Raspberry and Banana are going to blaze down that floor in a hurry. Now, they might have themselves an opportunity here. The goal is exposed. Both goalies leaving that area and trying to get on the disc, but still knocked loose. Applegod will recover. They have Banana in the back, and, well, they have Hugh with the intercept instead. So back into the midfield, and as far as Twitch chat there, Apologies for any frustrations or complications, but not something that we can do about it on the chat, so I'd recommend opening a ticket if that's the case. But otherwise, I'm just here to enjoy this rest of this game as the round continues on, and it's Flame. 2 points on the board. Changing colors just so we went on there. But yeah, if there are issues, definitely contact the mod on the VRML support server. That is a thing. You can open up a ticket. And again, just want to clarify too, I'm not sure if I'm assuming you're on one of these teams. Just definitely did not have to wait, and if there are disagreements on scheduling, that's something to bring up in the tickets. Less so the Twitch chat though, that being said. But I understand. Frustrations are frustrations. But either way, I welcome you to the chat just the same, and hopefully you can enjoy the time that you do have, and the rest of the season. I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll get to cast your guys' teams either. I mean, I especially try to look out for teams of every rank on any given night that I am casting, so yeah, we'll get some more, but it's all for fun at the end of the day, right? That said, at the bottom of the floor, it's Flame with that take back. They have Hugh on the barrier, again positioning out pretty well. The coverage was there, but wow, what an angle and great pocket shot from Flame. Nice hit, more than nice hit, in fact. Because this is what I was saying. I don't know about all the outside factors on between these teams, obviously, but just from a objective, neutral standpoint, it's cool getting into these games to see the teams who have not been streamed much or at all lately, because this is the time where you get to see what they're made of, right? Because for a lot of people stopping by in the Twitch chat, or my end as a caster, we might see these players in-game or in the Twitch, but another thing getting to see them actually streamed for the first time, or first times, because then it's like, all right, well, what do you guys got? What are you guys all about? And we're seeing that develop, because right now we're seeing Fruit Basket with some really intense defense being played, but we're seeing with some really flawlessly executed at times offense from Red Rook, or at least relentlessly executed, because even when they're losing their opportunities, they're just getting it back so many times and able to execute eventually. We're seeing players like Blueberry Pie putting on a show in terms of those saves. Had a solid, 3 or 4 head-on saves just about inside that goal in the first round. So, these are the times where players get to kind of make their names known, or even more known among the community, A lot of the people you see right now who are in Diamond Division, or even some players in Master, only a year and a half ago, these were the same players who used to be in Bronze, Silver, or Gold Division. But they started establishing themselves as big players in these kind of streams as they go for a very gently placed goal. I'm impressed with the communication there, right? On the stun and the delivery. So Hugh was able to walk that in so calmly thanks to the confidence in his teammate to come in and bother that goalie. Also, welcome Jinx in the chat, always talking about good people to see. Well, there's one of them, and there's 3 of them. It's Jake O'Bean and Jake O'My. 29 meters. That was a confident hit, sliding it right past that barrier, and it's perfect. It's a big shot. 9-point advantage here in this second round. We're still got 5 minutes to go, but definitely a case of that domino effect, perhaps. I mean, already had a strong and confident first round for Red Rook, and now looking even more locked in and focused here in what they're executing in their game plan. Now for Blue Squad, for Fruit Basket, this is the end where they've struggled a little bit. I mean, you see, initially they were prioritizing the right ideas. They had the good positioning. They were trying to go for the pass. The execution wasn't quite there, however. Some of that due to the aggressiveness that we saw. As, almost dangerous, but they'll still recover. But yeah, the aggressive defense we're seeing now from Red Rook, definitely content to play a little bit outside that bubble and cause some trouble. That they do. So a turnover initiated and headbutt attempt. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. Thing is, more and more players are doing that lately, trying to go for those headbutt threes off of clears if they can. We saw Spaghetti earlier on tonight, but when I was casting them a week ago, I think it was Rocktor who made a headbutt 3 play off of a clear. That was pretty slick. That pass was pretty slick. Another one as well. So there you go. That was perfect. Picture perfect. And that was a meal. Fruit Basket, in fact. And that is the 2 points. First 2 points on the board. About a minute of play since the last joust, but that was wonderfully executed. No one held onto that disc. Once it got into that bubble area, no one held onto it for more than a second, half a second even. So cycled it beautifully, corner to corner to corner to the goal. Exactly what you want to see. If they can do that again, they could still have some good looks. There you go. A good dive as well from, who is that here over here? Apple God. So if they can cause a turnover, and if they can get this off to the other side, make another goal, suddenly that score isn't going to be looking so bad anymore, right? 9-5 potentially, 9-4. That is workable with 3.5 minutes. We saw that earlier on in round 1. Similar scenario. So only a score away, but at the moment it's all up to defense. I know if you're a Red Rook player here, what you want to prioritize is exactly what they're doing. Good spacing, good control. As I say that, they lose control. But the main point is not rushing. That's the biggest thing. They do not want to rush any of these shots. They want to try and waste this clock a little bit if they can, because that is their biggest friend at the moment. So even if it gets lost in the midfield like it is here a little bit, that's still good for Red Rook because they can afford it. Every second counts towards their potential win here in the second round. So there you go. There's the passes, and well executed until the finish, but they'll rebound. Why? Because they're positioned well. See how it all works? Everything. Game is not that hard. That's a great save. That is much more hard to do. But another 2 coming in from Flame off the recovery. Yeah, that's what I mean when these fundamental passing plays. It's not inherently hard. It's not inherently complex. They're called fundamentals for a reason. But the thing is, they're fun and it's mental. It works. As much as players like throwing in the jukes and the fancy bounces and things like that, and deja vu, nearly. We saw that earlier in the night on a different match. But that said, you don't need all the complexity. Sometimes you just need the simple. Flame right now is burning up, 13-2. I really like the execution here from Red Rook on the whole. And again, the positioning more specifically, because even though they haven't been shooting, on a 100% clip or anything like that, they've still been able to recover off of mistakes or otherwise off of good defense from Fruit Basket. It's made a big difference for them in round 2. And with only 90 seconds remaining, it is getting to that point where it's just about out of hand, but still yet playing for all the points they can get, because of course the differential matters in your rankings and MMRs as well. So still pertinent to score here if they can, but Anna there getting squashed just a bit as they try to make their way back on the defense. But yeah, I really do feel like for Fruit Basket, as Rowdy Artifact points in there, even though this is looking like maybe a bigger differential for Red Rook across the 2 rounds, I do think we're just a couple small adjustments. There's a really good swing through play, man. Hugh has been on the receiving end of a lot of those. But yeah, I think a few minor adjustments, honestly, on Fruit Basket's side, and it would be much closer. It really would be. It's not a case where there's no good takeaways or anything like that. There's a lot of good takeaways for Fruit Basket, actually. But Red Rook here, they really showed up to play very well, executed the full 20 minutes consistently. Both rounds ending up around the same general totals. Just a nice effort all around. So with that one more play, you saw the intention. Execution not the same, but rebound as well. That's the recurring theme there. And with 5 remaining, maybe one more fling, but no, Apple God taking it away, and that's out of there. And that game does come to a close in the 2 rounds, favoring the side of orange, Red Rook. Queen asking for them channel points. I will be glad to. Absolutely. 1 second. Must drink. Okay, so off to our score screen, our statistics screen, of course, courtesy IgniteVR.gg. Shout out to them as ever, always. I also saw Team Ignite playing earlier on in the nights versus Ethereal. But yeah, a lot of streams all strung up in a row. 6, 7, 8 in a row, something like that. There's been a lot. It's been a fun night. Good weekend, good productive weekend, I think, all around. In the chat there, channel points. I did forget. But now I didn't. Here we go. Okay, there you go. Enjoy your channel points. Thanks for gambling. I'm not sure I should be thanking you for that, but nonetheless, thanks for taking part, of course. And as mentioned earlier on in the night, for anyone who is wondering and tuning into these streams, especially I know when we stream like, bronze, silver, gold, plat. There's a lot of ranks that get confused, but basically when we stream like the teams who don't get streamed as much, I do see a lot of people, whether friends, family, and players, who might not always stop in the streams, but then they're curious to stop in these ones, because of the intrigue, right? To see what these new players have got, or to see what their peers have got, right? So for anyone who doesn't tune into these all the time, give VRML a follow on this channel as well as channels 2 and 3. You can find the links to them here under the bio somewhere. And furthermore, if you do want to get streamed more in the future, again, we're always looking to stream teams of every rank on any given night, for sure. But what you can do and what you should do is watch these streams on Channel 1 specifically, because you can rack up channel points just by having the stream on. And you can use those channel points to redeem it for match casts, guaranteed match casts. So we understand there's a lot of teams and a lot of people who like to be streamed. So that's one way to guarantee it if you're not aware already. 15,000 points will do it. I think you get like 20% more or something if you're subbed. I don't know. It's a Twitch thing. The point is, because we stream like every night and usually for hours on any given day on VRML 1, you could feasibly get 15,000 points for a cast within like a couple weeks, maybe a week or two, I think, if you watch like every day, or even just have it on in the background. So, it's something extra. Beyond that, though, another way, and something I highly recommend for everyone as well, the hype vote system on the website on vrml.com /echoarena/matches. Where you schedule and view the matches. Those little arrows next to each match are hype votes. So if you get your team and your friends and all that to have accounts on vrml.com, make sure to vote on your matches to be casted with the hype votes. We heavily factored those in also. Just a FYI. It's not a guarantee, but it helps a lot. It does make a difference, and it's one of the things that I specifically also look at each night that I am casting. So just an FYI. Phoenix there asking, can we watch the Trash Cans versus Trash Pandas match? Yes, it's this stream. You can actually watch it right now, even before I end the stream. If you click on our name or our profile and you go to the videos tab, you can actually still watch while I'm still live on the same stream, just by the way. And a lot of people don't seem to actually know that, so maybe you do. But in case you don't, you can do that. But it is on this stream here. And Rowdy Artifact, thank you. Appreciate that. You're my favorite Rowdy Artifact. I would say you're my favorite chatter, but I can't make everyone jealous, But I appreciate you. I think the beautiful thing about VRML these days is there's a lot of casters who justifiably are different people's favorites. So we got a lot of talent, We're killing it out there. So, anything else up in the chat that I missed? Let's see. I don't think so. Okay, so if I did, let me know. I'll close down here in the next minute. When's the next game though? The next match? Next match will be for OCE region, Oceania, and that will be Synth Cybernetics versus Dark Reapers Reserves. That will be here on Channel 1 in 1.5 hours from now. So that's again our oceanic region over there. All our good mates across the deep blue. But yeah, as far as North America goes, that is it for now. Very, very busy night. So I think I'll grab some dinner before. That said, unless there's anything else that I miss, I think we will close it down. So shout out again to all you guys for stopping by throughout the nights, for supporting, for subbing, following. Jake followed about 5 minutes ago, and Fasada, who we saw on stream, following as well. Appreciate that. Blair for the subscription about an hour ago. Smooth Riding as well. Flynn Rider, VRware, all for subscribing here in the stream tonight. Appreciate you guys once again very much. But yeah, until 1.5 hours from now, I've been Palidore. This has been your North American streams on VRML 1. Until next time, yeah, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and as always, be good to each other. And I will see you again pretty soon. Take it easy.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.